Oh, welcome back. Well, some cats are afraid of stepping a paw outside, while others are born to roam free.
Cherisse LeJeune. You know, I didn't practice that before. Did I say it right?
That's perfect.
It's such a pretty name. Cherisse LeJeune is here from Wisconsin Humane Society with more about barn cats. But first, you've got this adorable puppy, and we were loving him during the break.
Yes, this is little Charlie, which I think the name just suits him perfectly. But he is a, speaking of French names, he is a petite Griffon Fondé. So try and say that a few times. But he is just such a loving little guy. He's just a baby. He's only 3 months old. But what a great personality. Just so loving, so mellow. But his little tail's always going. He's sitting on my lap so you can't see it, but the whole time
he winked. He just winked at you at home.
Are you sure he's not just sleeping?
I know, look at him. They actually call this breed the happy breed because their tail's always going, and that is so true. He loves to play. He's already neutered. He's microchipped and vaccinated, and there goes his little tail.
And he's 3 months old, you said?
He's 3 months old.
How big will he get?
I know. He's just such a great little guy, and just was so quiet in the crate traveling here. Once he got on the ground, he loved to play with his little plush toy, so a really great all-around little pup.
I don't think he's going to be at the shelter long.
I don't think so.
He seems like he'd be good with other pets and maybe even kids.
Yes, yep, he is just a very, very mellow little guy.
Do you like kitties? I got 2 of those.
Aw, maybe he'll go home with you.
Yeah, I'd love it. I got a big old chocolate lab, though, too. Speaking of cats, that's the real thing we're going to be talking about, right? And not just indoor cats, barn cats.
Barn cats.
What is a barn cat?
Yeah, so this is actually a fairly new program that we have at our Wisconsin Humane Society. Barn cats are typically cats who are very independent and really prefer to limit their human interactions. So they're not your typical lap cats. Most of them, in fact, all of them have never lived inside a house, so they really don't thrive being in an indoor environment, but really are just a lot happier outside. So again, you know, they're just very, very happy to be outside in an outdoor environment because they've never been inside, and that would actually stress them out a lot more.
What makes a barn cat?
Are they actually raised in a barn?
They're typically not ferals. They could have been in a barn before, but they're just extremely under-socialized. So maybe they came to us as a stray, have never lived inside.
Gotcha.
They're not showing excessive aggression, but they just are not happy being with people. They prefer other animals instead. So, you know, other cats may be in a barn, just being in your barn with other animals. And it certainly doesn't mean that they couldn't get to the point of being very bonded with their caregivers.
Yeah.
It would just take some time in transitioning for them.
So why would someone consider adopting a barn cat versus a different kind of animal? I think a lot of times when people look at adopting a pet, they think of something that can be a companion animal. This sounds like something that would not typically be a companion animal.
Correct. Yep. So typically anybody who has, you know, a barn, a stable, an outbuilding, and really has quite a few rodents around that they're hoping to deter. It's a great way if they do have an overwhelming population of rodents. These cats, sometimes even alone their presence can scare them away. And so a lot of times people come to us saying, you know, I want cats who are already altered, meaning spayed or neutered, vaccinated. You know, I don't want them overproducing and having, you know, as we know, a lot of kittens. However, they are still looking to have cats on their property, in their barn, or their stable or outbuilding to deter the rodents.
How do you house these animals to have them adopted out?
Yep, that's a really good question. We don't have them up in our general population. That would be a lot more stressful to them. So we actually have a list. As soon as somebody's interested, we let you know when we have a good candidate that comes in that we think could be a good barn cat. So they are with us for a very short amount of time. That way they're not stressed in the indoor environment. They're not stressed with other people or you know, the comings and going inside a shelter. So we can right away send them out once we get them neutered and microchipped and vaccinated.
I never would have thought about that being an option.
My sister has 3 barn cats that were wild, started hanging out in her barn. So of course she treated them like, you know, royalty. She's got the heating blanket, she's got the heated water bowl, she's got blankets and pillows, and she's got water bowls and dishes. And then she slowly captured them and went and had them fixed. And now she's got 3. She's had these cats forever.
Exactly, and that's the great thing too. Is it's really such a great option. Not only are you helping these cats who would otherwise have, you know, nowhere else to stay, but they have a caregiver. You're feeding them and giving them fresh water daily. So it's a win-win for everybody.
So even if someone's on your list and they come in, you call when you've got an adoptable available, and they come in. If for some reason it's not the right fit, they don't have to particularly take that animal.
Exactly. So typically it's a really great conversation we have before before they come in. There is a transition time. You know, it's not just bringing the cats home and letting them go. It's we do talk about a transition time just to help to make sure that these cats are staying around. And usually that's a period of between 4 and 6 weeks. But again, it's something where we do require that they go home in pairs, so they actually stay bonded together and can feel more comfortable together.
And you don't need to worry about a litter box.
Exactly. Yes.
No litter.
Yep.
That's outdoors. Is that litter
I think
box?
that's where I'm going to get like my 17. I'll be that cat lady, the barn cat lady.
Yeah. What's
17
her name again?
somewhere.
So this is Charlie.
Charlie is available today at what time?
At 2 p.m. He's going to be waiting for his new home.
And that's right in Saukville on Decorah Street at the Wisconsin Humane Society. You can go pick him up there. Get in line, though. I have a feeling 262-377-7580 is where you can call, or wihumane.org, where you can see all of their adoptables. You are the sweetest thing I have ever seen, Charlie. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate it.